Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex and today I'm going to be talking to you about all the different supplements that I take. Before you come for me about the title of this video, please know that I was diagnosed with an endocrine disorder 2.5 years ago and I have chosen to go the route of functional and integrative medicine because conventional medicine did not have any answers for me. So yes, it's a lot of money to spend on supplements, but this is how I'm healing my body, and honestly, I've had to make so many other sacrifices to be able to spend this amount of money on my supplements. For instance, I don't spend hardly any money on clothes anymore. I have had to modify my living situation in order to be able to do this because, quite honestly, the endocrine disorder that I have can affect my future health very significantly. It affects my ability to reproduce and grow my own family. It also affects my present health, and just managing it with the avenues of conventional medicine was not an option for me. And this endocrine disorder is called primary ovarian insufficiency, which is the loss of normal ovarian function. My ovaries still work and I still ovulate every month, but I don't always produce enough hormones for what my body needs. So this is the avenue that I chose, and please listen to this with an open mind. If you are here because you have primary ovarian insufficiency and you want to know what I'm taking, please know that everybody's situation is different. With primary ovarian insufficiency, what works for me may not work for you. Please consult with a qualified health professional. Please don't just copy what I'm taking and just take it without consulting with a health professional. This is just to give you an idea, something to go off of. If you've never worked with a functional medicine doctor before, I encourage you to go and do that. There is something called the Institute of Functional Medicine, and I will try to link them in the description so that you guys can go and you can find a provider in your area that practices functional medicine. It is essentially root cause medicine that looks for the reason why your body is sick and dealing with that root cause instead of just masking the symptoms and managing your disease with medications. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I make a big glass of water and I put L-glutamine in it, and I put this ion gut support in it. It's humic extract, and then I put salt and lemon and I drink that. This is derived from ancient soil and it essentially repairs your gut barrier. So a lot of the issues that we have with our modern day diet and with the fact that we use so many pesticides and things is it ruins our gut barrier, makes holes in our gut barrier, and causes what is called leaky gut. This helps to heal the gut barrier and to prevent that from continuously happening. So L-glutamine also just helps with your intestinal barrier. It helps to get things moving. It's a really good gut supplement, and so that's why I take it. A big part of my journey has been healing my gut, and my functional medicine doctor wanted me to be taking this. So when I make that little morning adrenal / gut cocktail, I also take this Adrenal Rescue, which is from my functional medicine doctor, and it has vitamin C, pantothenic acid, milk thistle, adrenal tissue, NAC, artichoke extract, R-lipoic acid, hypothalamus tissue, ashwagandha root, PE licorice, SE maca root, and rhodiola. So this is for my adrenal fatigue. You guys might know that POI and adrenal fatigue can come hand in hand, and like when some of your glands that produce hormones are thrown off, it can throw everything else off. So adrenal fatigue has been part of the reason why my ovarian function hasn't been super great, and so we are also dealing with that. And it also causes these heart palpitations that I get. It's all hormone related. All of these things are related, and so we're treating this, and this has been helping me a lot lately. So I take this along with this DGL Plus. It is support for a healthy stomach lining. It has licorice extract, aloe vera, slippery elm, and marshmallow root in it. So these are all things that kind of coat the intestines and help with your gut function, and this helps so much with your digestion. And then I also take this Happy V probiotic. I go between taking a gut probiotic and a vaginal probiotic, but this one is supposed to help vaginal health and digestive health, and that is all of the stuff that I take on an empty stomach. Then when I go to eat my breakfast, I will take my Chinese herbs from my acupuncturist. Right now I'm taking modified privet and eclipta. This is something I've just started, so I can't really say what it's doing for me yet, but this is something they want me to be on long term, and I'll keep you guys posted with that. And then when I have my lunch, I go ahead and take all of my main supplements for the day, and this is Freya. And she wants this one because it's beef liver. Are you gonna keep sleeping? If you hear some snoring in the background, it's her. So as I was saying, when I go to eat my lunch, that's when I take all of my main supplements for the day. The first one is this Thorn Prenatal. As you guys know, I am on my trying to conceive journey, so I really like this. I was recommended this by Amy Raup. If you haven't looked her up, look her up. She's a fertility detective, really big in the fertility space, in the natural fertility space. She practices Chinese medicine, but she also works with reproductive endocrinologists, and she's very knowledgeable knowledgeable. She's written a whole bunch of really amazing best-selling books in the fertility space, and I follow all of her advice, so I highly recommend her. But she recommends this prenatal, and I really like this one. It's one of the best ones I've found, honestly. Whenever some new thing comes out and I think, oh, maybe that one's better, I go and I look at the ingredients, and this one always has higher amounts of everything. So this is really good. It's a little bit annoying that you have to take 3 capsules, but honestly, you know, you're getting everything that you need in here, and it's important that you have a good prenatal that closes any nutritional gaps. So this is the one I've chosen, and Thorne is a really good company. Then I also take this Theralogix Neo Q10. This is a CoQ10. It has so much research behind it, and it's more absorbable than other forms of CoQ10. If you decide to take this one, you should look online for an NPR code. It'll give you a big discount. And anyway, I love this one. If you have POI, usually doctors always recommend that you take this. I'm not recommending you take it. Talk to your doctor first. This really helps, and there have been studies showing that it can slow down ovarian aging or even start to reverse it a little bit. So CoQ10 is a really important one. And then I also take vitamin D3 and K2. For women with POI, vitamin D is super important as well. Low vitamin D levels have been linked to low AMH, and guess what? I had low AMH and I had low vitamin D, and so I supplement with 5,000 IUs, and this one has K2. K2 helps make sure that your calcium is getting to your bones. It's going to the correct place. Most Americans are deficient in vitamin D. Always get it checked before you start supplementing and deciding how much vitamin D you're going to be taking, because too much is not good either. So just make sure that you go and get that tested before you're just going to go and take all this vitamin D. The next one I take is berberine. This is a really good supplement for people with high fasting glucose, insulin sensitivity issues. This is also really good for gut health. It helps to kill parasites and to keep harmful bacteria in check. This is also really good for blood sugar levels, for helping improve insulin sensitivity, and I have noticed a difference since taking this. I'm taking it because I always have slightly high fasting glucose. Again, metabolic health, hormones, all of this stuff is connected, so this one has been a really, really big game changer for me. The next one I take is beef liver. Beef liver is one of the most nutrient-dense foods. It's got a whole bunch of bioavailable vitamins in it, and I am not someone who loves the taste of liver, unfortunately, so I do this so I make sure I'm getting some liver every day. I take half of the recommended dose, and this has been really great for me too. The next thing that I take is acetyl L-carnitine. This is an antioxidant. It supports energy production, brain function, fat metabolism, and it really helps with egg health and sperm health and fertility. There are lots of different manufacturers for this out here. I'm not necessarily recommending this one. I got this one to reduce the cost a little bit. I would probably buy the Thorne one, but this is still made in the US. It's made in a GMP facility, and it's a third-party lab tested. So I am taking this one for now, but I would probably switch to a more reputable brand whenever I can afford to. The next one that I'm taking is NAD. There's a lot of hype about this on TikTok right now, but I have been taking NAD for a long time now. It is really good for cellular health and keeping you more youthful appearance. It's just good for your health overall. But this is also something that I'm taking to help my egg cells be extra healthy. Anything that's good for cellular health is probably going to be helping your egg cells, and this one was also recommended by Amy Raup. I just take half of the recommended dose because there's not been a whole lot of tests around it, and you can kind of overdo it. So it's not really recommended to take the full dose unless you're a really large man. A lot of people do anyways, but I'm just not going to do that because I just want to be safe. And then another one I have that I take that is not pictured here, but I'll pop up on the screen somewhere because I just ran out, is fish oil. It's a fermented cod liver oil. So not all fish oil is created equally, just so you know. There are a lot of fish oils out there that are absolute crap. You really want to make sure that your fish oil is high quality. So I get this one. There's a lot of tests on this one. I believe it's got the proper ratios of vitamin D and omega-3s and EPA, DHA, and all of that. Fish oil is very anti-inflammatory. It is really great for your fertility, and it's something that Amy Raup also suggests for pretty much everyone. I think it's a really, really important thing for me because I have low-grade inflammation in my body, which I'm working to get under control, and it's going away more and more every day. But it's something that I have struggled with my entire life, is low-grade inflammation. So taking a high-quality, high-dose fish oil is something that I do. So I pretty much triple the dose of what it says. Talk with your medical professional before you're gonna take over the recommended dose of anything, but that is what I am doing for my own body. And now for my nighttime supplements. detox. When I eat dinner, I then take my Chinese herbs again, and that is again the modified privet and eclipta. And then when I'm going to bed and I have an empty stomach, I go ahead and take my nighttime supplements, which are molybdenum, which is something that helps with phase 1 of detoxification. I've been focusing a lot on supporting my body's detoxification because in our environment today, we're exposed to so many chemicals and we're consuming heavy metals and things in our foods. In our environment, it's impossible to completely avoid them. And so what I have read that we need to do is to help support our body's detoxification systems. And so a lot of my nighttime supplements are focused on detoxification. So molybdenum is one of them. This is something that helps with detoxification from heavy metals. If you listen to anyone who practices environmental and functional medicine, they will say that this is an important supplement to take for detoxification from heavy metals and chemicals and things like that. And then another thing that I take is alpha lipoic acid. This is another thing that helps to detoxify from heavy metals and toxins. So alpha lipoic acid, apart from helping your body detoxify harmful substances, also helps turn glucose into energy. It helps with blood sugar levels. It reduces oxidative stress. So this is a great supplement. This is not a brand that I am particularly excited about taking. I mean, it is manufactured in a GMP facility, which is the bare minimum for me for all of the supplements that I take. I at least make sure they're manufactured in a GMP facility. I would get a different brand with a good reputation next time. Again, I spend so much money on supplements already. I try and compromise a little bit where I can. This one says it's third-party tested as well, so there's that. But yes, I would go probably with a more reputable brand next time. And then I also take this liposomal glutathione at night. This is my functional medicine doctor's brand, but there are really good ones out there, like Quicksilver Scientific has a really good glutathione. Glutathione is called the master detoxifier. It's a molecule that is really heavy. It's also an electron donor. So when you have free radicals in your body and they're just kind of like bouncing around, causing damage, wreaking havoc, trying to find an electron, glutathione is an electron donor. So it'll bind onto those free radicals and it will pull it out of your system. Glutathione is super important. Make sure that once you open your package, you're refrigerating it if you decide to take glutathione, because if it's not refrigerated, that can render it useless. And then also in conjunction, I'm taking Lipo Nano Vitamin C. It's an antioxidant, it helps with adrenal fatigue, and it works together with glutathione, makes it more effective. This is from my functional medicine doctor as well. There are lots of good liposomal vitamin C's out there. Again, I think Quicksilver Scientific has a really good one as well. And then I also take Akkermansia. This is a probiotic. If you guys have seen my previous videos, you know that I take this because I did a GI map test and found out that I have no detectable levels of Akkermansia. Akkermansia is a beneficial bacteria strain that we have in our guts that helps protect it against different metabolic diseases, and it just helps to have a healthy body and healthy digestive health. It's a very protective bacteria strain, and I had almost none of it, and actually that's apparently very common with Americans, but not everyone needs it. And before you start taking it, you need to test your gut and make sure that it's something that you need. Dementia, Alzheimer's runs in my family, as to blood sugar issues, and Akkermansia, working on building up my Akkermansia stores is very important to me, so I am taking this. This is by Pendulum. It's the brand that's done the most research on Akkermansia. They use a strain that can survive your stomach acid. I wouldn't necessarily recommend just getting whatever brand of Akkermansia. I would make sure that you're getting a reputable one that's done research on Akkermansia, and I know that Pendulum has. It's really expensive, and that's really annoying to me, but I'm going to take it for a while, and it's not going to be something that I'm taking forever. And while I'm taking it, I'm going to make sure that I'm increasing food that helps support that Akkermansia that I'm introducing into my system, which is like walnuts, pomegranates, things high in polyphenols, and there's a whole bunch of other foods that I am forgetting right now. I think flax seeds is another one, but yeah, I'm making sure to support my body, support the Akkermansia that I'm introducing into my system with foods that they like. I also take this magnesium. I go between this BioOptimizer's magnesium and Organics Magnesium 7. It has all 7 types of magnesium in it. There's 7 different types of magnesium, and usually when you get a magnesium and it's just the one type, it's one that's not super absorbable by the body, but magnesium is so important for so many different functions in your body, and it's really good to take at night because it's very calming. So I take this before I go to bed, and it really helps me to get really good quality sleep. And then the last thing that I take is serrapeptase. Serrapeptase is a proteolytic enzyme that is also a biofilm buster. So if you have harmful bacteria bacteria in your gut that are protecting themselves with biofilms. Like bacteria will often create these little houses for themselves. So like if you've ever had a UTI and you take antibiotics and it comes back right away after you stop taking antibiotics, it's because the bacteria have created a biofilm to hide inside while you're taking the antibiotic, and then they come back out again once you stop. This is something that helps bust those biofilms, and it also is like, it can help with your gut health, but it also can help with cardiovascular, sinus, and systemic health. So serapeptase is really good for reducing inflammation. It can also thin out blood clots and things like that. It breaks through like dense tissues, I believe, and it can also help with endometriosis if you have that. Serapeptase's main function is to break down proteins. It's kind of like an anticoagulant. It can help break up cysts and things like that. It's really a great thing to have, to be taking. I take it because of inflammation and to help with my heart health, because you guys know that I do have like heart palpitations. Sometimes I've had them for a really long time. It's just something that I have lived with for a long time. I've been to a cardiologist and I've done a stress test and they said my heart was fine, but the palpitations are really annoying. They get worse when I have hormonal issues, so I do take this to kind of help support my cardiac health. Now that my hormones are improving, they're getting much less, and they're getting much less intense and much less in frequency, so that's great. That is pretty much everything that I take, guys. I hope that this was helpful. I hope you learned something from it. I hope that you can take something away from it, maybe found something that you are curious about, and I hope it provokes further study on your part, and I hope that it helps you and your health in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. I do structured videos like this, but I also share about my health journey in vlogs. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me over there. I post more regular updates about my health every day on stories, and I like to really connect with you guys on stories every day. I would also say follow me on TikTok, but I'm not sure if it's gonna get banned or not, so I'm really sad about that. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.